Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's. That's what they need right there. Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down. Minkler, good ball fake, gets to the 10. Count it and the foul. Two buzzer beaters to his credit. Goes down the lane, double pump.
There it is.
Cut! Another! And it's a steal by Soden. Soden to the rim. He's got the layup, and Bedford's got the lead. McGeady drives, Strand open. Three-pointer up and in. Wow. And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Make guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in! Trying to find Bono. Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run off the clock! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Londonderry. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance, the Dover Green Wave, the Londonderry Lancers, two of the hotter teams as of late in Division 1. Both teams looking to keep that win streak going tonight. Each squad has won 3 of their last 4. Dover fresh off a win over Winnicott. And Londonderry, well, we saw them right here back on Friday night, defeat Salem. So two teams defensive oriented, looking to get up and down tonight and capture win number 4. For Dover, they would jump above the 500 mark, while Londonderry would make it 4 of 5 and improve to 4-4 overall.
Well, that was a pretty impressive defensive effort the other night by Londonderry. I love the matchup zone. I love the way Coach was sort of, kind of hiding that matchup zone. So my thought, even though we'll get to that a little bit later, would be how is Dover going to come out like we always talk about? Are they going to come out with some enthusiasm, and how are they going to handle that zone? That's my kind of biggest concern with Dover. We haven't seen Dover, so we don't know much about them.
Of course, Ty Miles always a factor, the biggest player on the floor. At 6'7", 300 pounds, always commands defensive attention. Let's go down to the floor for the national anthem. Well, there it is, the national anthem setting the tone. When we come back, we'll set the tone. We'll get the keys to the game from Justin. Tip-off at the top of the hour. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, Londonderry is going to get on the board first. Ryan Williams, an aggressive offensive rebound. It leads to a putback, and the Lancers underway on the right foot. A 2-0 lead, looking to push down the lane for a nice little scooper is Matt. Make it Kiet. Totten gets the coast-to-coast layup to expand the home team's lead to 4-0. Here's a deep three, up and in.
Indeed.
That's David Cady, the 6'3 senior for Dover. Well, tip-off happened about 5 minutes early tonight.
Yeah, throws us off when that happens. You know that. That's not fair. What are they doing?
Caught us by surprise a bit, but we didn't miss much. Meanwhile, here's Ty Miles, another offensive rebound for Londonderry, but the putback won't go. And the Green Wave will clear it.
You're going to have to put a body on the big fella. So the only way you're going to keep him off the boards is to push him away from the basket.
Samuel Groby, an easy 2, left-hand finish. A quick 5 in a row by Dover. They lead for the first time. Here's Ryan Williams. That lead does not last long as he knocks down his second field goal, this one from deep. In a frenetic pace here with 2 minutes gone by, it's 7-5 Londonderry.
And here we see already one of our keys to the game is going to be Dover's zone defense, how it almost looks like a matchup. They come way out, much further than a normal zone would in a 2-3 zone. And they try and trap wings and corners occasionally, but not all the time.
Good effort here by for Jabber. And Dover will reset, looking to tie the game. Foul is called here on the baseline against Londonderry. It's the first team foul either way as Ryan Williams got caught a bit out of position and is hit with his first.
I like to see how Dover matches up, too. Do you do it like, even front zone, you match up with an odd front offense? And see if they do that, or they kind of, when you work the ball back and forth up there, it's tough to make, you got to find the gaps, which is what we talked about, and the high post. High post and gaps are the most important attack options against the zone. Right now, a little befuddled.
Deep three, Cady off the front iron. Miles has this good rebound.
Well, he checked. He hit the first one, so you can tell he's confident. He'll shoot it. He's got a nice-looking shot. And Dover, in a man, aggressive early.
Coach Fennessy watching with his arms crossed on the Dover sideline. Mason Paquette, second time is the charm there as he followed his own miss. Works the glass to extend the Londonderry lead to 9-5. But now 3 minutes gone by. Coach Jared Pychuk on the sideline, down at a crouch. That seems to be his favorite position.
Maybe he was a catcher in baseball at one point.
On his feet now, cheering on the defense, and they get a stop. Rebound for Paquette. Up the floor, and a good pump fake to get the defender in the air. Totten the finish. Londonderry's offense looks pretty good here. 11 points to Dover's 5 as we approach the midway point of this first quarter.
Yeah, I think Dover's still trying to figure out how to attack the zone. They've had a couple shots, but not great shots. Right there's a turnover. Don't dribble against the zone. Pass the ball.
Up the floor, Totten finds Williams, the trailer. Three goes in and out. Crashing the glass is Paquette. but he can't finish either.
They've had multiple offensive rebounds as we've started this game as well, too. Good sign for them going an early start to rebound offensively.
We're going to foul here between the circles. A reach-in is called against Matt Luongo, the junior forward. That'll lead to the first round of substitutions. Coach Pajcic is going to bring on 2 players here off the Londonderry bench. Connor Williams, senior guard, along with Crosby Nolan. Both played well when we saw them last week.
Totten reminds me a little bit of he's out of the game now, almost like you call him in track and field a rabbit. He comes out, he goes as hard as he can, he runs around, he pressures all the guards up top, then he takes a break and he puts them back in again and does the same thing.
Key part of that defensive effort in the win over Salem. The shot from the corner won't go. Connor Williams going to power out for Londonderry. Looks inside. Miles, surrounded by defenders, is fouled.
Looked like a good block from behind. I'm sure the Wizards will let us see if he got him somewhere else. Miles is tough. You got to make sure he doesn't catch the ball inside, front and back.
Had a big double-double effort in the victory over the Blue Devils. He's been a walking double-double really all season.
Absolutely.
Member of the varsity squad now for 4 years. Didn't play last year due to a leg injury, but has come back and has been a force inside. First free throw, no good. Second one is good.
He's just so big. He takes up so much space, so when you attack the basket, he's always there in the middle of the zone, and you have to keep him off the glass, and that's already early. They've gotten multiple offensive rebounds because you have to find him. Other guys are going to be open and be able to get rebounds.
Meanwhile, Londonderry has scored 8 in a row. Dover has gone cold. Hoping to change that with a 3 was Javier Morales-Perez, but it won't work for the sophomore. Londonderry the other way. Williams is ready to fire, and he knocks it down.
And we know that Williams is someone you got to get a hand up on because he can shoot the 3, and he can also go to the basket.
He's the high man early with 8 points. That's his second from downtown, and Coach Fennessy has seen enough. Dover calls a timeout. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks Showcase and Development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. We're typically on Tuesday and Friday nights. Snow changed the plans last night, so here we are on a Wednesday for the first time.
You're right, it changed the planet as well. There was a definitive planet change yesterday when I got to stay in bed all day for the most part and just enjoy lounging.
Three-pointer won't go. Miles the rebound. Long outlet for Ryan Williams. Little pull-up. Left it short. Crashing the glass again is Paquette. Miles is the trailer, and there's the finish.
There it is again. Offensive rebound, right? And then Miles is trailing. Miles, I'll tell you what, football shape. You know, Coach even talked to us after the game the other day about his players that are trying to get in shape for basketball, right? So he's still trying to get there. I mean, they've played, 8 games, 9 games now, so he's probably pretty close to being in basketball shape.
Just about midway through the regular season slate at this point. Approaching 2 minutes remaining, first quarter. Londonderry's on a run, 13 unanswered. Been several minutes since Dover has scored. Having a problem against this zone defense.
Did a nice job, too, trapping on the short corner.
It's a nice leaner for Jabber. That's his first field goal, the 5'10 senior. Ends the Londonderry run with that teardrop. So it's a 10-point game again. It's 17-7.
Okay, now you have to get some stops. They continue to play man. There's a matchup issue right there as we see it.
That one in and out of the hands of Nolan. It leads to a lefty layup for Jabber. Second Londonderry turnover. Fast break points for Dover. They're within 8, 17-9.
Kind of wonder if they'll continue to play man. If they can kind of come back and make a run here and come back, will they continue to play man or will they switch it up?
High arcing three won't go for Londonderry's Paquette. Jabber the rebound, and now Dover can make it a two-possession game. Instead, they throw it out of bounds.
There was that high post, right? Catch, turn, be patient. Guys are open.
I think that's the message from Coach Fennessy right now as he talks to his players on the defensive end.
It's an aggressive zone, though. A lot of teams don't. You watch 2-3 zones, and they don't come out. They don't attack. They kind of, everybody just sits back and kind of get your hand up. You go out in the shooters, but you don't usually come out that high on the point guard, so it changes the way your zone works.
Big move for Miles. Left it off the back iron. Paquette is there again. And a foul is called. He's got 6 rebounds already.
Man.
Many of them on the offensive end. His hard work's going to earn him a trip to the line here with 45 seconds to play in this opening frame.
Yeah, that offensive rebounding situation for Dover, they have to address that now. And when you play man, right, you're responsible for someone. It's like when you play zone, you have to locate someone by turning your head and rotating around and trying to find them. Man, you got to find your man, and you got to box out.
Yep. Got a sub here for Dover. So Katie will sit. Free throw is up and good. We get a look at Ryan Sullivan, a 6-foot senior forward for the first time. Here's Arcalian, high post. Hits the rim twice, but won't fall. Blake Thompson, who just checked in for Londonderry, rips in the rebound. Coach Bychuk may be thinking final shot here as we tick down towards 20 seconds.
You know how I feel about that, unless you throw it inside to the big fella and he's wide open, but he keeps attacking and gets it back.
First one was blocked. Second one is off the glass. Second field goal for Miles. This one up the floor, and another fast break bucket. Crosby Nolan, his first 2. 23-9 Londonderry. One final heave for Jabber is off target. Great quarter for Londonderry, really on both ends of the floor. They have a 14-point lead on the strength at one point of a 13-0 run. 23-9 after 1. Right back to Londonderry in a moment. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, both teams came in winners of 3 of their last 4 in that first quarter. The home team, frankly, looked like the better team. 23-9 over Dover. Green Wave looked to get back in it here as we begin the second quarter. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. 2 teams right in the mix in the Division I standings as we approach the midway point of the schedule.
And now they're attacking the zone like it's a 1-3-1 offense, right? You want to attack the gaps just like that, one dribble. You don't want to dribble too much against the zone because usually you turn it over. But you got to find those areas that are open.
Here's the sophomore, count that, and the foul.
Tough
Javier
shot.
Morales-Perez, a fearless take, went up into the body of the senior Ty Miles to draw the contact. A chance for one more as Dover creeps back within 12.
He felt the contact.
He did.
And that one, he definitely felt the contact.
See there, knocked down, listed at 5'8", but pretty good leap. Free throw no good off the back iron. Miles' 5th rebound for Londonderry.
And that was only their first free throw of the game thus far.
Dover going to stick to the man-to-man here defensively. There's Thompson, drive-in kick, ready in the corner. Is Jamison Seaman. That three won't go. And it's Morales-Perez who wrestles it away for Dover. Pass off target, and it leads to another turnover.
I have 4. Do you have 4 turnovers or 3? 4 turnovers?
4 for Dover, 2 for Londonderry unofficially so far here in this first half.
And again, we always say who wins the turnover battle usually wins the game as well, so you don't want to turn the ball over too much. And that zone makes it difficult, but you can't. That one, when you have 2-on-1, when you're coming down to get a fast break, you got to make sure you take care of the ball.
Here's a different look from Dover defensively, a 2-2-1 full court press. No problem for Londonderry. It leads to a 3 out of the corner for Blake Thompson.
He called it a 2.
Oh, they called it a 2.
I thought it was a 3 as well.
Thompson had a foot on the line. Speaking of foot, he's the Londonderry kicker in the fall for the football team.
Oh, that was a good segue.
You like that?
I like that. Beautiful. Beautiful segue.
25-11. Londonderry matches their largest lead from moments ago.
See, now, Londonderry is almost trapping a lot. I'd like to see him actually kind of attack with a full trap and actually hold on to it. I think they get a lot more turnovers that way.
Miles is fouled.
There he is again, cutting to the basket, the big fella.
Looking to attack the rim here early.
Got a bump. Wasn't too happy with the bump after the play right there. Don't bump the big fella. Don't anger the big fella.
Yeah, took it pretty well there. He got hit over the top and heads to the free throw line for the second time. 5 points, 5 rebounds early for the senior.
What does the offensive rebound take for them too? How many do you have that kind of separate right now? I'm thinking they have it. I'm thinking they have about 6 offensive rebounds already, because I've been kind of just from watching, at least 6.
Yeah, they've had an advantage, no doubt. Meanwhile, Thompson's going to sit for Londonderry. Paquette.
Another one.
Speaking of rebounds, speaking of offensive rebounds, he's got another. Leads to a Williams 3 attempt. No. Batted in the lane and then put back home by Luongo.
Great tip play, almost like a volleyball play. I've noticed some guys out here, some games we've seen so far, you can tell they may have played volleyball the way they tip the ball.
Jabber splits 2 defenders and scores. Able to hang and finish with the right hand. He's been the high man for Dover in this first half with 6. Williams for 3. Short. Another offensive rebound. Right back to Williams. Stripped on the way up. It'll stay with Londonderry.
Now, coach can't be too happy with that either. When you press, you're trying to slow them down. They got the ball. Boom, boom, shot. Just missed the shot. But they broke the press pretty easily, so you have to make sure they're communicating and talking on the press.
The lead 15. Luongo wants it in the post. Going to go left. Going to fire with the right hand. Can't finish. Rebound for Dover's Bryce Carberry. Deep 3. Jabber around the horn and out. Rebound for Ryan Williams.
Feeling it on that one. I don't know about that shot.
Seaman. Double dribble. Little hesitant under the basket. Brought 2 hands onto the basketball and commits Londonderry's 3rd turnover.
Sometimes, the coach will say, everybody says the rule is don't just try not to leave the floor unless you plan on shooting, right? Because when you leave the floor to pass, which I think he wanted to do, his teammate was no longer there. Usually you turn the ball over when that happens.
Scooper. Pretty good effort to get the shot off by Morales-Perez. Couldn't finish. Steal in the backcourt. Jabber goes into the contact and draws the foul.
Tough move. Might have got away with a little foul down here in the corner on the trap. And take another look from the Wizard. Right there, a little bump.
And then drop the shoulder into the defender Crosby Nolan, who is hit with the foul.
Yep.
Jabber's free throw won't go.
Judgment call occasionally, but anytime you see a shoulder drop, usually a foul. Usually offensive foul almost every time.
Defender was in the air, I think, at that point.
Got to make free throws. They want to come back and continue this, climb back.
Dover collectively 0 for 3 at the line in this first half.
See, now they're in a zone, coming out a little further, trying to trap, and they get a turnover.
Off the leg of Nolan and given back to Dover. We approach the midway point, second quarter. Here in Londonderry, Lancers have led most of this first half, trailed briefly by a point. This one turned over. Bounce pass stolen in the lane. 5th Dover giveaway. Numbers for Londonderry. Spin move for Miles. Left it short. And he's calling for it over the back. After Katie rips in rebound for Dover.
Yeah, it's a frustration foul after he missed it. Good move, though. See, I think that's great. When you see a guy his size who plays football, he's a lineman, he makes that move with footwork. Football coaches have to love seeing that because that makes a quicker lineman, offense, I don't know which he's better, what side of the ball he's better on, offense, defense.
Debatable.
Man, he's got good feet, really good feet.
Speaking of his coach, he's in attendance, of course. That's Jimmy Lozon, the athletic director here in Londonderry. Extra pass leads to a 3-point shot, and it's in the hole. John Arkelian, 6'1" senior, with a wide open look there. Dover back within 12, trying to get something going here. Coach Fennessy waving his arms on the Dover sideline.
He did a really good job finding the open spot in the gap that time. And he didn't hesitate. He shot it. He just catch and shoot.
Green waiver in a 2-3. This one tipped and stolen. Julian Black, a 5'9" junior, got his hand on the ball. He just checked in. He comes up with a takeaway for his team. Meanwhile, Jabber trying to split a double team. He's in trouble, trying to pivot away. Finds Katie for 3. Back iron miss. This one is tipped and ripped home by Alex Villa, who also just came on for Londonderry. Quick 3. Nolan, no. This one is tipped 3 times in the lane before Jabber collects off the bounce for Dover. Black into the lane. Kicks it out. Morales-Perez, little scooper, no, but he's fouled.
Good take to the basket. I'm still a fan of catch and shoot, though. If they're confident right there behind that 3-point line, catch and shoot. He was open, catch and shoot.
So back to the line, where again Dover is still seeking their first made free throw of this first half, and there it is. 3 points early for the sophomore Morales-Perez. Coach Podchik goes back to the bench. Nolan will sit. Seaman will sit. Here comes your favorite player, Justin. Kiet Totten is back in, presumably to play up top in that zone.
Yeah, that means they're going to attack more on the zone, go out a little further, chase, I think, a little bit, kind of create some turnovers and some, decision-making issues when that zone is different. That's an unusual zone. Now I'm looking at it not necessarily maybe even a matchup, maybe a matchup out top, just up top, because you don't see that very often. The other guys kind of play a standard zone, but they're leaving the middle wide open.
Well, we talked with Coach Podchik back on Friday night, and he played it pretty close to the vest.
Yes.
When we asked him about the zone in particular. He said, well, it works, but as far as how it works, that's a state secret apparently over here in Londonderry.
Oh, and I wanted to get it out of him just to kind of, but I get it. You don't want other people to know that they play a specific kind of zone. So, if a team shows up, like I know previous game that the Salem was baffled by that zone and didn't handle it very well. I think Dover is handling it a little bit better here early. They're just not getting as many good shots, I don't think, as they'd like.
And meanwhile, Dover has switched up the defensive looks sporadically as well as we get another look at this 3-quarter 1-2-2.
Right, so you want to try and force. Now look, they have to force the ball handler one way or another, and they kind of didn't do that. Offense dictated that possession.
Ryan Williams for 3.
Can't leave him open. You cannot leave him open.
Little give and go. He was spotted up in the corner. That's his 3rd from downtown. He's the first to double figures with 11. Totten with a steal. Up ahead for Villa, who was fouled on the catch.
There's Totten again, chasing and getting his hands in the passing lanes and getting steals.
6 turnovers each way in this first half. As the foul goes against Morales-Perez.
That's a good foul. Very good foul.
May have prevented a layup.
But next foul, and they're shooting free throws with 2:20 left at that point.
Dover with 4 team fouls, Londonderry with 2. 2.5 to go, first half. High arcing 3. That one no good for Paquette, and a weak side rebound is ripped in by Arkelian. Dover the other way. Drive and drop, and there's the layup.
Nice
It's
pass.
Cal Dearborn off the assist from Morales-Perez. Dearborn just checked in, the 6'2 junior. Makes it a 12-point game again at 31-19.
See, now here you got to make sure that you're kind of creating some. They slowed them down a little bit, but you got to create some opportunities for a steal or force the offense to do something that they don't want to do.
Totten driving kick, ready to fire is Luongo. Too strong on the 3 effort. And the ball ends up out of bounds on the weak side miss. Dover will have it.
We're going to give that rebound to our Aragelian just because he boxed out like he was supposed to.
Very kind statistician.
I thought that was a gift, but he had it, and it got tipped away, so I think he should get the rebound for that.
Inside of 90 seconds until halftime. Coming up at halftime, a look back at that first half, stats, highlights, analysis, and an out-of-town Wednesday scoreboard on the way as well. As a 3 finds the bottom of the net for Jabber. He's been the go-to guy for Dover. He's now close to double figures with 9.
Oh, thank goodness I had him for 9 too.
The lead is 9 as well for Londonderry. First time it's been single digits here in this second quarter. That won't last long. That's a 3 for Luongo. Tees up his first make from straight away to make it a 12-point lead again. Totten, another steal. He goes uncontested to the rim.
And that's exactly why he's in the game. Hands are everywhere. He's quick. He works extremely hard.
Just like that, Londonderry rattles off 5 unanswered. They get a steal again. Stolen in the paint, but then tipped back to Dover at midcourt, where Dearborn collects. Dover will take a breath. Quick pull-up. No. Williams, the weak side rebound.
Dover just has to make sure when they put subs in that the subs are confident and they know what to do and they don't turn the ball over.
Chance for the Lancers to have the final shot of the half. 10 seconds.
Got to attack at 10.
Dover's in a man. Paquette finds Totten, goes by his man, leaves it for Villa in the lane. He's fouled.
Nice pass.
Took it on the wrist. Second foul against Morales-Perez. And it comes with less than a second remaining. 9/10 on the board here. Villa, chance for his first points, trying to extend this Londonderry lead with the Lancers in front 36-22.
Yeah, and the free throws right here are the difference between a 14 and a 16-point game or 15. Got to make free throws. When you get them, right, they're free. Got to make them.
Londonderry collectively 2 of 4 at the free throw line after that miss from Villa. One more coming. Coach Fennessy going to sub. Carberry back on. Black will sit. Now one more for the right-handed junior, Alex Villa, and that one is short. Board goes to Katie, and we go to halftime with Londonderry out in front. 36-22. The Lancers almost led that first half wire to wire. They trailed at 1.5 to 4 in the opening minutes, but other than that, led by as many as 15. Coach Pychuk, I'd imagine, pretty pleased with where his team is, up 14 at the break.
I think so, too. As long as you go in halftime, you have a double-digit lead, you know that the team has to always, when we say, okay, let's get it down to 8, right? You're trying to keep them from getting it down to 8, so you're at 14. That's going to have to make the opposing team, Dover, just work a little bit harder defensively and trying to get maybe some more easy baskets this half.
All right. When we come back, we'll tally up the stats, check out the highlights, get Justin's analysis, and try to get some scores to you as well here on a busy Wednesday night at about the midway point of the regular season. Dover with adjustments to make. Londonderry with a lead to protect. Third quarter coming up in a few minutes. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Halftime here in Londonderry. Lancers looking good. A 36-22 lead over Dover up on the board as we get set for the third quarter. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. Presented by Beals Insurance. Lancers look good in that first half. Built up a double-digit lead early. Stuck to it by and large. On the strength of that 2-3 zone on the defensive end. And really crashing the offensive glass collectively to account for the 36 points. The high man is senior forward Ryan Williams, the only player in double figures with 11. Dover has been paced by Dylan Jabbers, 9 points. He's their high man, but Dover still a little uncomfortable against that zone in the first half. Let's see if Coach Fennessy's got something up the sleeve for the second half.
Yeah, I think that's the issue right now. They really aren't too sure how to attack it, and I think you have to make sure that if they have confidence and they feel like they shoot the ball well, you have to catch and shoot. You can't just catch and kind of dribble and then turn the ball over. I have them for 8 turnovers, and I think that's probably maybe conservative. You might have more. I'm always never sure on that.
No, we're on the same page there. Dover with 8 giveaways. And Londonderry with 7.
Well, and the key for Dover, too, to come back is going to be you can't give up that many offensive rebounds, and you can't turn the ball over, and you have to figure out a way to attack the zone. Much space. And he works hard. He rebounds well. So I think Dover, who's not out of the locker room yet, we have 15 seconds left, which is interesting, right? I don't know if that's a tongue lashing or a really serious, meeting about, hey, we got to play better in the second half because the buzzer's going to ring, and we're supposed to start right now.
And Coach Fennessy keeping the troops in the locker room as long as possible, a
really long
suppose.
time.
Haven't seen any signs that they're coming out either. So,
I can give a shout out though. I'm getting people from all over the country watching now. So my daughter is hit. Hopefully she's hit the subscribe button. That's the Bean in California and her boyfriend. They're watching the game tonight, so they need to hit the subscribe button. Beanie, hit the subscribe button.
And everyone else.
Yeah, everybody.
Hit the subscribe button.
Hit the button and the likes and everything else. You got to do the thumbs up. There they are. Ooh, man, no warm up, no anything. This will be an interesting start to the second half for Dover. Wow.
Yeah, they're going to send their starters right back onto the floor here.
Coach isn't even out yet.
To begin the third quarter. Still no sign of Coach Fennessy.
Yeah, hopefully everything's all right. Sometimes you tend to, we got one.
Here they come.
Here they go. Okay, that might have been just a, hey, fellas, we got to play better here in the second half. We shouldn't be down. They only have 22 points, too. That's not a lot of points, right? So Wednesday, you had yesterday off. Everybody should be rested and ready to go.
Yep.
Maybe a little logy from sitting around, but still, you should have plenty of juice.
Both teams have played well as of late. Winners of 3 of the last 4. A win for Londonderry tonight would get them back to 500 at 4-4 overall. Dover hoping to improve to 4-3. 3-pointer in and out for Paquette. This one tipped and ultimately a 2-hand rebound collected by David Cady, his 4th for Dover. Meanwhile, Jabber is tied up and fouled.
Looks like a jump ball, but and right away, what do we see though? They didn't give up an offensive rebound. Dover, they boxed out. They were strong inside. Miles was jumping around trying to get a rebound, and Dover managed to get that rebound and take off.
They draw a foul on the other end as well. It's the first either way, and it goes against Taunton. Taunton played well in that first half. 6 points, set a couple of steals defensively, and here he is causing havoc at the top of the zone.
There's that zone. Now it's become even more. They're moving almost more of a matchup this time. Maybe trap here.
Double dribble.
Oh, another turnover. That's what the zone does. Here comes the trap. A little bit of panic.
Yep.
Right? And you make mistakes.
2 defenders there along the sideline, and see there the double dribble in the corner.
Back to the press. Just try and slow him down a little bit.
Saw this in the second quarter from Dover. 3 for Williams, too strong. Paquette has been an animal on the glass. A game-high 8 rebounds. This one blocked from behind. Strong take by Luongo, but rejected. Dover quickly the other way, and the sophomore is fouled. Another strong take for Morales Perez, who paid the price. He's been knocked to the floor a few times tonight. He's going to shoot 2 here for Dover. Green Wave, only one made free throw in that first half.
That's a problem, too. I got 1 for 5, and he was 1 for 3. But if he can maybe make some free throws here in the second half, find their rhythm a little bit, I don't see why they can't come back as long as they can avoid turning the ball over.
It was perfect there, 2 of 2.
It's a good way to start the second half.
Dover back within 12. They had a brief 1-point lead in the opening minutes, but trailed throughout the majority of that first half. Paquette, a left-hand dribble into the front court, goes down the lane and tried to lob it to Miles. But the pass is too high. Miles may have been poked in the eye.
Yeah, he took a shot to the face. Our Wizard here with the replay. Take a look and see where he might have gotten hit. Yeah, look
like
at
an elbow.
Yeah, right to the eye. Yeah, he
So
probably
Dover
barely felt it, though. You know, him. He probably didn't,
He's as tough as they come. Dover a chance to get within 10, maybe 9. They go inside, count it, and the foul.
Great little sneaky cut from the short corner from behind. And my favorite pass, and my dad, was the bounce pass in the paint, crossing the paint. Always throw a bounce pass.
Another assist from Morales Perez. And a strong finish by the football player Bryce Carberry. Free throws off the rim and tipped over to Londonderry. Lancers with a 10-point lead. Nearly 2 minutes in, third quarter. Dover is back to a man-to-man as Coach Fennessy has switched up the defensive looks. It's going to lead to a timeout. Coach Bychik didn't like what he saw there. He's going to ask for a full timeout. And it comes with less than 2 minutes gone by in this second half. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. First of 2 broadcasts this week. We'll be down in the Gate City Friday night for the Battle of the Bridge between Nashua North and Nashua South. 2 teams
that's going to be
on the short list of contenders in Division I.
That's going to be exciting. Packed house, 2 teams playing pretty well. Nashua North, we've already seen a couple times. They're talented, so this should be an interesting game.
And South has won 5 in a row. That tip will come your way at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, out of the timeout, Londonderry tries to go inside. This one batted away. Good effort defensively there by Sam Gruby, 6'4" senior, trying to deny the entry pass. Dover sticks with the man-to-man. Paquette, baseline drive, leaves it for Miles, and there's the lefty finish.
That was a very fortuitous cut by Miles because I thought we were going to turnover like that.
And there's Totten for another layup.
Totten again.
10th Dover turnover, 4th field goal for Totten, who's got now 8 points.
It's just hands moving in the passing lane, anticipating where the ball is going to go.
This one bobbled in the corner. Now Dover's going to reverse it. Stolen by Totten. Jumped into the passing lane. Comes into the front court with a crossover. Has the trailer. 3-pointer for Luongo is in the hole.
That's a tough one, too. The trail, if you have a guy that can shoot, and he's the trail man, and he can make threes in the trail, their trail man's almost always wide open.
Well, Coach Pychik fired up, giving an emphatic congratulatory slap on the backside to Totten as he came over to the bench. You can see Coach Pychik. He's a fiery coach, second year now on the job, and certainly has his finger on the pulse of his team. We spoke with him Friday night, and he's seen that game-to-game improvement that every coach hopes to see, especially now at the midway point of the regular season.
Yes, and he stressed the fact that we mentioned earlier, how his football players have to get in better shape, and they're doing that now. He also said they do a lot of team-building activities. He mentioned some Lego things and some wall-building things they were talking about. Maybe that had to do with Legos, and how, if you're successful with these team-building activities, he gives them time off, which everybody wants. I think all kids want, that time off, because practice can get a little tedious as the season goes along. Those every day, especially when you have maybe one game during that week, practices get to the point where coaches and players are kind of going, oh no, we have to practice 4 days and we only have a game on Friday. So I like the team-building activities to kind of give them those opportunities to take some time off and do some fun things.
Out of the timeout, another steal for Londonderry, given right back at midcourt. Quick hands there by Gruby. And now it's Jabber in the lane for Dover. Back up top. Taunton got a hand on it and then was fouled. Going to get Gruby with the foul as he went down by the legs of Taunton, who just came up with his 4th steal of the night.
Nick, that's 5 turnovers in the first 3 minutes and 10 seconds of the quarter. They had 8, and now they have 5 already. I mean, we talked about that being kind of a key. Don't turn the ball over in the second half so you can kind of make a bit of a run.
Dover was within 10 moments ago. That lead has ballooned up to 17, which is the largest of the night. Meanwhile, a 3-second violation is called against Miles.
He was in there for 5, so, they usually give you 5. They say 3, but they give you 5. He was in there for a while.
Meanwhile, another zone press here from the mind of Coach Bychik. No problem for Dover. Down the lane, a lot of contact, no whistle. And it leads to a steal. Taunton, a touch pass for Paquette, who finishes the job.
Now you could kind of, if the official can make a decision on that no call underneath the baseline, big fella Miles just kind of jumped straight up. A little bit of a body situation, but he didn't come forward. So kind of a good no call, I think. As a coach, I probably would have gone berserk and thought it was a foul, but when you watch from this vantage point, not a bad call. There's a trap.
Yep. Inside out. Dover's Amari Lewis, the freshman, is on the floor. Lewis trying to test his zone. Back door, up and under for 2, and the foul.
That was
a good
really
cut.
Good pass and a good cut by the freshman.
Katie paid the price, knocked to the ground and limping a bit as he heads to the free throw line to try and complete the 3-point play.
Got to make free throws here. They've missed 6 free throws, so you got to make these if you want any kind of a chance to come back.
Meanwhile, Taunton and Paquette will sit for Londonderry as the first subs of the third quarter come on. Connor Williams checks back in for the Lancers. And Crosby Nolan on the floor as well. Free throw is good for Katie. Dover's 3 for 3 at the line here in the third quarter, and they just forced a turnover along the sideline. That pass too hot for Ryan Williams to handle. That's the 10th giveaway for Londonderry.
That time, Dover's press did a good job creating a turnover in that situation. Show them a little something different, right? Mix it up. They probably talked about being a little more aggressive at halftime. Got on some guys maybe about turn the ball over and said, okay, what do we have to do to get better in the second half? We're still kind of matching up the top of the zone, though. They're not really finding the gaps.
Jabber going to go to the rim. Left-hand banker attempt, no good. Rebound corralled by Williams, his 4th.
Kind of attacking it with the dribble, but they still need to make sure they set up and they can find the gaps.
Got a foul here at midcourt. Jabber with a reach in. It's the second Dover team foul, and it comes with just over 3 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Yeah, we already have Dover with 4, so, Londonderry with 4, so Dover will be shooting free throws here going here on out.
Meanwhile, Coach Pychuk has brought Jamison Seaman back onto the floor at one of the guard spots. Dover has retreated to a man-to-man here.
There's
Connor Williams.
Foot slide.
And they drag the pivot foot. Good on-ball defense there by the freshman Lewis to force the turnover.
That might give him a little bit more playing time this evening. Just the fact that he's working really hard on defense. Coach, that's what coaches see, right? If you work hard on defense, they're going to put you in the game.
3-pointer, no. Rebound and outlet for Miles. Williams lost it, but it's last touch by the defense.
That was close. That was close. Might have gone off the leg.
We'll get another look here.
Groob.
So we see Williams did lose it, but then it was poked out of bounds from behind by Lewis. So it stays at 16. Londonderry with possession. Williams whips it to the corner. Seaman going to fire a high arcing three. Short, but there's Williams under the basket. And he'll get the putback.
You give him the assist on that?
Technically, yeah, I suppose, right? That's Williams' first 2 off the bench. Coming up on 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Here's the 3 from the lefty out of the corner. No. There's Lewis on the putback. No. Ball loose in the corner. Nolan whips it in the air to keep it alive. Finally lands in the coach's lap on the Dover sideline, and it's going to be given back to Londonderry.
See, we took that air ball down there and we turned that into a positive. That's what we did. That's how we do it. We turned it into a positive.
Yep. Drive and kick. Seaman inside out. Extra pass. Ryan Williams for 3. A line drive miss and a good box out on the weak side for Ryan Sullivan, who just checked in. 6 foot forward. Didn't play much in that first half. But a good box out will get his team the ball. Dover is down 18. Largest lead for Londonderry. 3 in the corner won't go. Ryan Williams has now 5 rebounds. Londonderry looking to go in transition. And instead, we have an offensive foul away from the ball against Ty Miles.
Oh, you know what? Was he kind of a moving screen situation? Oh, boy. Oh, Wizard. We got to see this one again in the second. I like to see.
There's the I don't know. He kind of backed in.
That looked like a good box out situation, or leading to a good box out situation.
So he's got 3.
Oh, no.
And Londonderry now is over the limit with 5 team fouls. Final minute 20, third quarter. Inside out, 3-pointer off the side of the backboard won't go. Powering out is Luongo, who was fouled at the iron.
Not a bad foul. Didn't make the layup, so you want to tell your coaches, you're not trying to hurt him, but if you can foul to where he doesn't make the shot, that's not a bad foul.
Luongo has played pretty well here tonight. He's got 8 points, 4 rebounds, and a chance perhaps to get into double figures here at the free throw line. Dips those knees really low, but leaves it short off the front lip.
We are not having a stellar free throw shooting night here in the Lancertorium.
Yeah, neither team has capitalized at the line, although neither team has shot a whole lot of free throws either.
No.
Still, it's worked out for the Lancers. They lead by 18. Despite the 2 misses, via the rebound. It'll stay at this end.
Well, he just checked in, too.
Yep.
Came right in. Boom, got an offensive rebound.
Meanwhile, Seaman is tied up, and a jump ball is called in the lane.
Yeah, that's a good call, I think.
Good defense. Seaman thought he was fouled, but looked clean from up here. As you can see, the right hand of the defender, John Arkelian, who just came back in, tied him up. So Dover has it. We're inside of the final minute, third quarter. Green Wave hoping to shave some points off this Londonderry lead.
Now it's a 1-3-1. They started that zone. It's a 1-3-1 zone where you really chase at the top.
Jabber for 3. Took advantage of the open space from up top. His first field goal since halftime. He's the first Dover player in double figures now with 12. That's a good up fake for Connor Williams. Follows his own miss. They're going to wave off the shot. The foul comes first on the floor.
Got him in the cranium on the rebound.
Against Dover. See there, Williams had his eye on the ball the whole time. And we got a timeout here by the Lancers.
I'd like to see him try and score in the out of bounds. Dover's playing man. Londonderry played man as well on the other end. But I'd like to see him try and, score. See him that time down there in the out of bounds. Londonderry didn't really. The guys weren't where they were supposed to be. A couple of people looked around for a screen, and they couldn't figure out who to screen. So I'd like to try and see him score, maybe come up with something different. When big fella's in, they usually screen. They have him screen for someone else, and he should roll. Maybe he'll catch the ball. But you know me, I'm a weirdo about always thinking you should try and score on the out of bounds, no matter what you do.
I agree. I
always
completely
try and
agree.
score, right? Side out of bounds, try and score. Underneath the basket, try and score.
Well, if you think about the dynamics, the ball is only, 8-10 feet from the rim?
Yeah, so you're right there.
You're right there, and you've got a chance really to get a high percentage shot. That's always been my thinking as well.
Right, and see, now look how we're lined up here for this is a different lineup they have. Usually they line up 4 across from block, corner, corner. Now a new lineup, so let's see if they set good screens, let's see who's open here.
Williams finds Paquette. Up top for Seaman, a couple of dribbles. Back for Williams, the high scorer. He goes down the lane, and he draws the foul.
They didn't score, but he got open, and I think a couple guys maybe could have set a better screen. They would have probably had a better shot. But I did like that they did something different, too. Yeah. That's fun. Love out of
Londonderry, we know about the school's success, not just on the hardwood. They won the whole thing back in 2015, but very competitive year in and year out. Under Coach Lozon on the football field. They are the reigning baseball champions as well. The lacrosse team is competitive. But how about this? 2 varsity quarterbacks and a lacrosse goaltender right now on the floor for Londonderry.
I know that. Oh, you did that the other day, and I go, wait. They play 3 quarterbacks sometimes, and there's one right there. And
they play 4.
Rebound. 4 quarterbacks.
Yep.
Wow.
Both Williams and Villa, who just kept that alive for Londonderry.
And
here's Paquette, the goaltender.
Okay, Paquette. That's what I thought. Good footwork. You can really see the footwork for him, too.
Down to 5 seconds. Seaman leaves it for Villa. Count it, and the foul.
Nice pass. Good finish by one of our 4 quarterbacks. You know, we have to mention, too, they're and just because I've seen it on TV, their band is really good, too.
Their band is nationally recognized.
They're always in they've been in the Rose Parade, I think. They've been in, they're always on TV playing somewhere, and, where it's
they
like,
played
wow.
At the, I believe, presidential nomination one of the Obama years, I
really?
believe.
Oh, yeah, they're renowned, I think.
Yes, under the direction of Serge Bolio.
Look at that. You knew Serge Bolio. Nice job. I didn't know Serge Bolio.
That'll do it.
Who knew?
50-32. Londonderry by 18. That is their largest lead. And right now are in good position to bring home the bacon. Dover trying to foil the plot when we come back. 4th quarter on the other side. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
There's Coach Bychuk on the right. And his team is playing well, looking to capture their 4th win in their last 5 games. They're out in front 50-32 as we begin this 4th quarter here in Londonderry. Nick Anastas along with Justin Gorham. It's been almost a wire-to-wire lead for the Lancers through 3 quarters. They trailed by a point very briefly early in the game, but it's been all Londonderry tonight. That zone has wreaked havoc on the defensive end. Offensively, they've hit the glass, and they have kept Dover basically at arm's length the entire way.
Absolutely. Early timeout call in the 4th quarter that they must have missed something that they thought about during how to attack the zone, maybe?
Yeah, Dover,
there's no lack of effort.
No, not at all.
Nick, we're not having any kind of, I would never, they're just not shooting very well. They're not shooting free throws very well. And they, turn the ball over a few times. But again, you can chalk that up a lot to the way Londonderry plays defense.
Yep.
That zone and the way they get after it defensively is tough to attack. So, and you got to have some guys that can really shoot. Plus, look at the size, Dover. Right now they only have 4 players on the floor as well. Oh, there he goes. Okay. But look at the size difference as well, too. Londonderry's bigger inside. They rebound.
Yeah, Dover with one 6-footer on the floor, 6 foot even. That's Bryce Carberry. Deep three, up and in.
They needed that.
Nathaniel McGregor, who I don't believe has played until this point, comes off the bench, knocks down a deep three, and Dover showing some fight. They're back within 15.
I know he hasn't scored, that's for sure. Maybe they thought they needed a spark of some sort and he hadn't played, and let's get him in.
Yeah. Here he is on the ball defensively. Williams going to shake him off. Teardrop in the lane won't go, and the rebound is collected by McGregor.
McGregor comes in and gets a rebound and a basket right away.
Londonderry back to the 2-3. Three-pointer in the corner for Jabber won't go. Carberry in the mix. They're going to say no. Foul first on the floor. So both teams, as we highlighted at the top of the broadcast, have played well as of late. Each team has won 3 of their last 4 after stumbling a bit out of the gate back in December. Dover came in hoping to jump above the 500 mark for the first time this season. A loss would set them back to 3-4. Londonderry came in at 3-4, hoping to improve to 500 with a victory. Here's a three. Carberry, no. Totten able to pinch down for the rebound for Londonderry.
Now they're trying to trap the dribbler here early. It's smart. You got to be aggressive in anything you can do right now to get guys motivated to attack.
Londonderry is going to call a timeout.
And Londonderry just played zone on the out of bounds down there. And, we just talked about trying to score every time. And I think Dover anticipated they were going to play man. When they went to the zone, they had nowhere to go. Like, ball got in, they didn't know, no one screened. They couldn't screen anyone because they did a good job playing zone on the baseline.
If you're just joining us, Ryan Williams has paced a balanced attack for Londonderry. All 11 of his points came in that first half. Ty Miles working on another double-double, as he's got 8 and 7 by my count.
Quiet, very quiet this half. They haven't needed him to be a dominant force in this game thus far, like we saw the other night.
And, of course, Kit Totten, 4 steals, 8 points as well. Friday night, we're in the gate city of Nashua for a rivalry renewed. It's the Battle of the Bridge, Nashua South at Nashua North.
What is this bridge? Tell me about this bridge.
We'll get into that on Friday.
I need to know more about that. So it's a good tease for Friday. I need to know more about the bridge.
There is a bit of a story there.
Please.
And
good tease.
That's one of the funner aspects of that rivalry. We'll be on the air at 6:45 ahead of that 7 o'clock start. Here's a coast-to-coast finish for Dylan Jabber, who is the game's high scorer with 14 for Dover. Long pass. Miles tried to keep it alive, but it's turned back over to the Green Wave. Is this press starting to check in here a little bit for Dover?
It's created a little bit of chaos early. I like that. Our fan is a little more quiet behind us. That's good. But that couple times down, a little more chaos from Dover, creating some turnovers and some opportunities.
They're within 13. They've trailed by as many as 18. Ball loose on the ground. McGregor gets to it. Jabber going to swing it for Lewis, the freshman. Drops it underneath to the sophomore, and there's the right-hand finish for Morales-Perez.
I think the freshman Lewis has earned himself more playing time in the next game. Just by his play today, all of a sudden they're down, 11? This is the closest they've been in a while.
The low water mark in the second half has been 10. Lefty scooper won't go. It's tipped out to Morales-Perez. Jabber, a deep three up and in.
Jabber.
It's his third from downtown, his second from deep since halftime. 3 minutes in, fourth quarter. It's an 8-point game, and Dover comes up with another steal. Lewis, baseline drive, knocked down, ball on the ground, and a jump ball is called.
So stay here. Look at the level of effort has increased for Dover, and all of a sudden they're down only 8. So we talked about coming back, right? They're 8. You got to get it down to 8 for this quarter, so you feel pretty good about it. And right now they have a chance to get it down to even 5 with a 3-point play or shot.
They've had the momentum here as of late.
It has shifted. There it is.
They're on an 11-0 run. Make
Wide
that 14 unanswered as Jobber knocks in another three.
All of a sudden, Nick, 5-point game, and there's the press again.
It's the closest the Green Wave have been since the opening quarter. Paquette takes on two defenders, missed off the backboard. Rebound poked out to Dover's Julian Black, who just came on. And now the Green Wave can make it a one-possession game. Instead, the ball is turned over.
Yeah,
Totten with his fifth steal. And it's the 15th giveaway tonight for Dover. Coach Bychek, meanwhile, he's got something in mind, raising his right hand, calls out the play. Nolan goes inside. Miles is fouled.
He was almost, it was a triple team situation, and it was kind of, when you're in doubt and you have him on your team, I think you just put him on the block and say go. And if you're smart, you're going to kind of play in front and back and don't let him catch the ball.
That may have been a design play there for Coach Bychek. He held up three fingers, and that may mean throw it to the big man.
Yes, I agree.
Going to knock down the free throw.
As long as he can keep making free throws, right, you don't have to end up with a hack-a-shack kind of thing. If he's hitting free throws tonight, then you're going to have to find someone else to foul.
Working on a double-double again, 9.7 rebounds after that made free throw. The lead is 6, now 7.
That was smooth right there,
It's
smooth.
the 4-year varsity player, goes 2 of 2 at the line. In some trouble down low was Gruby. Helped out here by Morales-Perez. Jobber, another deep three is up and in.
Fuego.
His fourth since halftime, his fifth in the game.
Wow.
It's a 4-point game again. Nearly a steal here. Paquette's going to watch it roll out of bounds.
That way. It is a steal.
It went off his knee.
Oh, wow. But look at the level of intensity has increased dramatically for Dover in the second half. Well, really in the fourth quarter. Third quarter, not that much. Fourth quarter, bam, it came out guns blazing in the fourth quarter.
The turnover battle is evened out as well, 15 each way.
Now this is a definitive 1-3-1 zone. Look how far out he is. We have a runner on the baseline and a loud guy behind us.
Coming up on 3 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Dover trying to make it a one-possession game. They go inside out. Lewis, the red-hot Jobber, trying to shake off the defender. Baseline drive, sets up an open three for Gruby. Back iron miss, and there's Paquette on the glass for Londonderry.
They passed up some easy shots, some open shots. A couple guys aren't that confident. The freshmen, not that confident a three-point shooter yet, I don't think. And I think even Morales had a three that he could have shot wide open, would have cut the lead down to 1 if he would have hit that.
By the way, just a second team foul against Dover. It goes against Lewis, his second. Only one team foul on the other side against Londonderry. Seaman going to break the press himself with a lefty dribble. And now the Lancers look to operate here in the half-court set, trying to extend this 4-point lead. They go inside, a challenge catch. It leads to a loose ball, and Dover's got it. Got a foul here against the Lancers at midcourt.
Now they know, right? They know, Dover, that they want to throw the ball inside. So now they're trying to cheat and, come from behind and get steals. That's what they did that time. The ball was not a great pass in the paint. Didn't really they got to hold him off, but he's getting double, triple teamed inside. Back to a 2-3 zone again.
It's been a furious comeback attempt here by Dover. They trail by as many as 19 late in the third quarter. Rattled off 14 in a row at one point, or within 4. As we hit 2:20 to go. Coach Fennessy on his feet. Longtime head coach trying to direct traffic here.
Now they have Jobber at the high post as well.
Leaner won't go, and a big rebound and a crowd for Luongo.
Yeah, they called a foul, no jump ball. Thought he reached in to try and...
5 rebounds for the junior Luongo. And then a foul here against Dover. It's going to go against Jabber. That's his third, team's third.
Now, why are we moving Jabber, though, away from where he's been successful? He has 4 threes. Good steal by the freshman again. There it is.
Jabber,
wide
good
open.
Look, knocks it down.
Again, though, you can't leave him alone out there, and that's not the high post. Let's keep him outside like that. And we got a 1-point game. My goodness, what's going on?
Timeout with 1:55 remaining. 52 51. That is a 20-2 run by Dover that extends back to the final minute of the third quarter. This kid has been lights out. Dylan Jabber, the senior guard, had 9 points in the first half.
He got 15 this half, right? 5 threes.
And a 2.
And a 2. Yes, there it is, the 2. He's got 17.
So 17.
Of the what? Of the 20. What did you say? 20 to
2 run.
2 runs. So he has 17 of the 20? Oh, my goodness. What a game.
He has looked good for sure. And right now, anybody's guess on how this one will end. Coming up, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and the winning head coach as well will join us. Will it be Coach Fennessy or Coach Bychuk?
I'm sure Coach Fennessy would rather it would be him because they were down 18, and I felt like it didn't feel like they were going to come back. I mean, it's 18 points, but we, like I always say, get it to 8, and they got it to 8. Now they've got it to 1. It's effort, and the fact that we have one guy, Jabber, who's shot the ball extremely well. But it's effort. Look how hard they're playing. Diving on the floor, getting steals, creating turnovers.
They're going to go deep against the press. Paquette, the catch. It's 2-on-2. He backs his way into the lane, goes over Jabber, and scores.
Good play, size advantage.
8 points, 9 rebounds for Mason Paquette. A big bucket there for Londonderry as they're up 3.
And Jabber has 3 fouls, too, so I think he kind of felt like he didn't want to foul. That's smart.
Final 90 seconds. High post. Back door. Morales-Perez trying to escape a double team with a right-hand dribble.
A little stagnant on offense right now.
Jabber, the high man, goes down the lane. A 2-hand block there for Ty Miles. Ball ends up out of bounds, and Dover will have it with 1:12 to go. Lancers still in that 2-3 zone.
Got to get a hand up on Jabber.
Lewis in the corner. Was around one man, picks up the dribble. He's double teamed on the low block. Helped out by Gruby. He's now double teamed. Jabber finally ends up with it. Left his feet, lost the ball. He's tied up by Seaman.
Oh, timeout.
A timeout called by Dover.
Called it before. The coach is on the floor. He's all over the place.
Coach Bychuk wanted a jump ball there. Instead, a heads-up play by Coach Fennessy to call for the timeout and preserve the possession. So that leaves us with 49 seconds remaining. Still a Londonderry lead of 3, 54-51. Folks thought this one was over.
Oh, man.
Think again.
Wow.
Down 19, Dover has stormed back here in this fourth quarter.
That's what I was going to say. If you just joined us now, all of a sudden you guys that are watching the game just joined us now, you'd be shocked at where we were a few minutes ago, and it was an 18-point lead, and it kind of felt like 19. Kind of felt like Londonderry was just going to cruise and kind of win this one in the end, and a little complacency on defense and a tremendous effort on defense and offense by Dover for this huge run to make it a 3-point game.
Yeah, this Dover press has made the difference. Londonderry has only scored 4 points here in this fourth quarter.
That's just effort, too. It's Dover's effort and the fact that they just haven't given up. They feel like they had a chance to win. I think coming in they felt like they had a chance to win.
Mm-hmm. Both teams have won 3 of their last 4 coming in. Final 49 seconds. MacArthur off target. Weak side rebound goes to Luongo, and Londonderry has it. Into the front court. Paquette is fouled on the pass.
Quick foul call. A hand whack.
We're going to get Lewis. Got a piece of the wrist. It comes with 38 seconds remaining, and that puts Dover up against the limit now with 4 team fouls.
All of a sudden, we're under a minute. I'm looking up, and I thought, wow, what happened there?
Third personal against Lewis. All right, so what do you do here if you're Dover? You give it right away? They will.
Yeah, I mean,
there's the reach by McGregor with 33 seconds.
You're down 3. You want to make sure, too, like, have you talked about during your timeouts who to foul? Look and see a lot. They haven't shot very many free throws, so it's hard to do. But, you want to find out who's not shooting free throws well and foul those guys. So we got numbers, right? Hey, 1, 2, 3, foul whoever's not shooting well.
Paquette's first trip to the line.
Which isn't a bad foul. If he hasn't shot a free throw yet, rhythm might not be there.
The junior gets the friendly roll. How about 9 points, 9 rebounds?
It's a good game. It's a very good game.
Subs for Dover. Carberry replaces MacArthur.
Oh, we haven't seen Katie in a while.
And Katie replaces Gruby. One more for Paquette. 2-possession game now at 55-51. There's the free throw.
Nailed them both. So we don't want to foul him. If I'm Dover, we don't want to foul him anymore.
Dover needs a bucket first. Inside of 30 seconds.
Got to attack quick. You can't wait.
Katie on the baseline. Skip pass. They get it to Jabber. Hoists the three. Won't go. Offensive rebound, Carberry. Down to 15 seconds. Into the lane, Lewis. Trying to pivot away out of a double team. Here's a drive, and a foul is called as Morales Perez is knocked to the ground yet again.
Looked like Miles got a piece of that. Didn't see much of a foul, but he sold it well by falling to the ground. So on the wizard of replay, we can take a look if he got hit.
Not sure if that's, it's going to be on the second man on the scene. Miles, the help defender, picks up his fourth.
Fourth foul. I didn't see him really touch him, but hey, ref called it. It's probably a foul.
Third team foul. Free throw up and in.
These are huge free throws right now.
Morales, after an 0 for 2 start at the line, has hit 4 free throws in a row.
Yeah, this is big.
Sophomore trying to make it a 1-possession difference and missed. Ball tipped. He gets his own miss in the corner. Clock ticking for Dover. Count that
Jabber.
one for Jabber as he somehow scored on his way to the ground. An immediate timeout is called by Coach Fennessy.
That's a great timeout call.
However, there's a clock issue. Right now, less than a second remaining. I think they may add some time here.
Well, it's the home court advantage, too. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. When you play in someone else's home, the game is 2.6. Wow.
Yeah.
When the game is usually this close and you play at someone else's home, you expect them to kind of be a little longer on that, But
well, they tried it, but Coach Fennessy was all over it. He called the immediate timeout and then turned and pled his case to the officials. So 2.6 remaining, a 2-point game. Londonderry in front. They've got the ball. Dover's going to have to give the foul.
Right away, or a steal.
Right, they come up with a steal on the inbound. So
what do you think, though? So you almost have to go for a steal, and if you don't get it, you're fouling while you're going for the steal.
Yeah.
One of those opportunities, because you make them throw the ball, away out of bounds, but timeout wise, they don't.
Or potentially you could foul before the inbound pass is thrown.
You could, but then it's 2 shots in the ball. It's supposed to be 2 shots, 2 shots in the ball out of bounds, almost like it's like a technical
Look at
foul.
this. You got 5 players behind the baseline. Now Paquette does catch it inbounds and is fouled at three-quarter court. They take off nearly a full 2 seconds. There's just 0.7 now remaining.
He had on the replay of this, Wizard, he had 2 or 3 guys standing out of bounds, which you can do, right? You can have guys standing out of bounds. But like you said, fouling them before they bring the ball in, that's almost like a technical foul. So you don't want to do it before the ball comes in, unless it's how can you do this? If it doesn't look intentional.
Right.
If they're running a play and you fall down and get hit,
then it's the referee's discretion at that point.
Intentional, though.
Paquette missed the first free throw. And Londonderry's going to vacate the lane.
We had 6 players on the court there for a minute, though. I don't know. They must not have a timeout left to talk about this, because it's going to have to be a rebound and chuck.
3-point game. Dover, desperation heave. Jabber at the buzzer. Almost made it happen, but in the end, it's Londonderry's victory. It got interesting. It got tight down the stretch, but in the end, the Lancers, for the 4th time in the last 5 games, come away with the win. 57-54 is the final. A lot to talk about in just a moment. We'll see if Coach Pychuk can join us. Also, stats, highlights, analysis, and this Wednesday night scoreboard heating up as well. So out-of-town scores coming up in about 90 seconds. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Oh, what a ball game. 57-54, Londonderry the winner. Lancers are back at 500. They've won 4 of their last 5, and we're joined now by the second-year head coach, Jarek Pykush. Great job tonight, Coach. Your team, through 3 quarters, looked like the dominant team tonight. Dover, they didn't quit in that 4th quarter. That press gave your club a little bit of trouble, but in the end, your guys found a way to capture another victory in the final minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to win in Division I. Everybody knows this. Every team, any team can beat any team any night. We got up big. I mean, it's probably, I know we were up big against Salem, but we're not a team that's been up big a lot, so we're not used to that type of pressure up big. And credit to the Jaber kid, he just went off in that 4th quarter. I mean, we did a poor job of marking him up, but they executed really well, and they wanted it more than us. I think it was a 19-point game maybe at some point in the 4th quarter.
It was.
And it could have easily, if they had a couple more possessions, who knows.
Yeah. Well, as you mentioned, your team perhaps not used to playing with the big lead, but a lot can come with winning those tight games, right? A lot of experience for these guys. It may help your club down the road as we approach March, right?
Definitely. I mean, they're all 16, 17 years old. They need to experience something before they can execute with it. So, again, as long as I've been here with this group, we haven't had a game like that where we were up 19 and the other team just pressured us relentlessly. So it is good for us to see. I mean, teams are going to, as we get closer to March, teams are going to pick up the intensity full court. So we got to get better against that full court pressure. We made a lot of mental mistakes, but at the end of the day, they did do a great job. Some big free throws. I think Ty had a couple big free throws. Mason had some. Executing the inbound play at the end, and we held on, thankfully.
Well, what worked through the first 3 quarters, in your opinion? How did your team build that 19-point lead?
It's easy when they're not making shots. I mean, it's a make-shot league. It's New Hampshire basketball. If teams hit shots, they're going to be tough to beat. So they weren't making many shots. I don't remember the exact score, but again, they were on pace for, I think, 44 maybe at halftime. I think they had 22.
Yeah, 22. 36, 22.
And they started to spread out our zone. They started to overload it pretty well. Jaber got wide open looks. We lost track of him too often. And then when we overcommitted up top, they actually had a great opportunity to get the ball to the short corner and get some easy layups.
Well, Jobber was out of his mind there for a while. So what did you, I mean, we've talked about your defenses. We won't get into what they are and all that because I want to make sure you can have that as your advantage going forward. But when they were coming back and you were ahead, but you felt them creeping, you called timeout. What did you tell them to kind of remind them of what's going on? Like, what did you talk to them about?
We talk all the time. Teams are going to go on 6-0 runs. It's part of basketball. You're never going to completely dominate the point differential. our goal every time a team goes on a 6-0 run is to answer with our own. So I think early in the fourth quarter, they got it down to 10. We called a timeout. We got it right back to 17. So that came out of our full court pressure and guys executing. Late in the game, they know they get a little clamped up. They're not used to it. They're in front of their home fans. They don't want to make mistakes. When you don't want to make mistakes, you're going to make mistakes. We try to emphasize to just play free, but know where you're supposed to be, maintain your spacing, don't panic. I think we kind of struggled with that last part. We panicked just a little bit tonight.
No, and tonight, too, it seemed like big fella, Miles, you didn't have to use him as much as you did the other night against Salem. So other guys got more involved. He was in there setting screens, boxing out, rebounding. He's very tough to keep off the glass.
Right.
So does your game change when he may not be as involved as much as he normally would be?
No, we want him involved every game. Not many kids can do what he can do. We tried actively. Early on, we did have success getting him the ball, but that fourth quarter, we were trying to get him the ball, but to the point where we were forcing it.
Yeah.
They were collapsing 3 guys on him on a pass, and we felt we had to make that pass, where we could have just swung it to the other side and tried again on the other side. But we want to be an inside-out basketball team. We want the ball to go to tie.
That's what we said. I said that to Nick. I said, you feel like you're a more inside-out basketball team, a little bit old school. And we talked before, too, Nick, that throwing the ball inside to somebody, to a big person nowadays, that's a skill.
Correct.
That a lot of players don't have anymore.
Right.
So you have to kind of teach that. You have to practice that. Does he want to bounce pass? Does he want it? Where does he want the ball? And if he's being doubled or guys are cheating, where do you want to get it? Do you practice that, throwing him the ball inside and kind of working on that?
Not as much as we should, clearly. I mean,
no, it worked. No, you do a good job with it. I'm just saying, is that something you guys go over?
I mean, we know, we talk about a lot of backside reverse seals with Ty. Our point guards, or not our point guards, our guys that are trying to make that entry pass, we got to work a little bit more on. We don't have the ability to kind of send 3 guys at him in practice. I mean, it's tough for them to break that down on the fly. It's going to come with experience. I mean, our main sets, we want Ty to have the ball and we want to play off of him. It helps when we hit shots. I think the other night we hit shots. First half we hit shots. Tonight we got a little cold. So we try to get the ball inside. But, again, our emphasis is get the ball inside. Our guys think, we got to get the ball inside, and they just jam it in there. So we work on those backside seals. We're going to clearly have to work on it a little bit harder because I think we had 3 or 4 turnovers trying to force it to him in the fourth quarter.
They were triple teamed.
Yeah, they were all over him. Credit to them. They were half his size, and they were just they were fighting.
Coach, you've got Pinkerton coming up on Friday night here in Londonderry. What happens over the next 48 hours to get ready for the Astros?
We practice. We got to get better. We talked Friday night with you guys. We're not where we want to be. We're really not. I mean, I know we're on a little nice win streak right now. I think we won 4 of our last 5.
Yep.
The way the league's looking this year, we got to get better. I don't care if it's Pinkerton. I don't care if it's any other team in Division I. We got to get better as a team.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Love what you do for all the kids.
Job.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. That's Jared Pykuch, the second-year head coach here in Londonderry following a 57-54 win over Dover. His club is at 500 for the first time this season, and you heard it from the horse's mouth. 4 of their last 5, but still, Coach, not quite satisfied where his team is.
I can see that. I think that you don't like to see your team all of a sudden be up 19 and then it be a 1-point, 3-point situation where you could lose the game in the end.
Right.
We've seen stranger things happen like in games like that. So, and some turnovers when they threw the ball inside. And the Pinkerton game for them is going to be difficult. I think Pinkerton is that good. You have to find a way to just simply slow them down a little bit. They want to run. They want to shoot a lot of threes because that's what they do. Primarily, it's not even so much that full court press, run and gun situation. It is a get the ball down. If you have an open 3, shoot it. So that's what they're going to be faced with. It'll make their zone. I think their zone will be an interesting test for Pinkerton as well.
Some final numbers for you. The game's high score was Dylan Jabber for Dover, who finishes with a game-high 28 points. 19 of those came in the second half, and he knocked down 6 three-pointers. 5 of those came after halftime. On the Londonderry side, a little more of a balanced approach. Mason Paquette had a big second half. I think he just missed out on the double-double, 11 and 9, but, again, that's unofficial. Ty Miles played well, 10 points and 7 rebounds. And Kiet Totten, 8 points, 5 steals.
Yeah, the steals. That was
defensively for Londonderry.
That defense and the way they played created 15 turnovers. In fact, there may have been a couple more in the end when I kind of was like getting into the flow there, and I lost it. But I had 15 turnovers for Dover, and if you can cause or create that many turnovers with your defense, you're in pretty good shape.
Some final scores for you, including a quote-unquote upset tonight.
Oh no!
As Keene tops Nashua North 55-54. The Titans in a bit of a spin as they've lost now 4 straight. We're going to see Nashua North, of course, take on crosstown rival Nashua South on Friday night. But a big win for Keene tonight over the Titans, 55-54. BG leading Portsmouth 22-18 at the half. The Cardinals fresh off a big win over Memorial, hoping to do it again tonight over Portsmouth.
Game too.
They lead that again 22-18 at halftime. Your final thoughts here, Justin?
Well, I think that was the 2 teams that play hard the entire game. Coaches do a great job motivating their players. I think that Londonderry has a lot to look forward to with that zone getting better as they move along. A lot of teams in this division, in both divisions, 1 and 2 that we've seen, they don't play a lot of zone. So you see a team like this that plays it consistently, it's going to take some, catch some teams off guard. They're going to go, how do we attack this zone? It's different. They're doing, like he said, I saw the 1-3-1, the half-court 1-3-1 zone defense where they do some different things out of that. They pressure the guards differently. And I think going forward, as they get better at maybe getting the ball inside, like he said, some things that they're going to do better, I think by the time they get to the end, they're going to be very difficult to beat. And I think that Dover has a few things to work on. I think that first half, they just weren't as into the game as they were in the second half. You could take a game like this, though, and you say, hey, do you see how you guys, they could watch our video or whatever video they have and see how they played in that fourth quarter and say, hey, guess what? That's how you have to play the entire game.
Right.
If we have to play more guys because we have to play faster and with more energy and aggressiveness, then guess what? We're going to play more guys.
Yep.
So that type of play could give them better chances to win games maybe that they shouldn't win going forward.
Reminder, Friday night we're right back at it in Nashua. Nashua South at Nashua North is our game of the week. We tip off at 7 o'clock. Coverage begins at 6:45. It's the Battle of the Bridge here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. I want to thank Coach Jimmy Lozon, the athletic director here at Londonderry, for again hosting us. Second time in a week. We appreciate Coach rolling out the red carpet on short notice. Of course, for our crew here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, the dual videographers, John Barron,
they're the best.
Kat Doyle. Again, a bang-up job here. We appreciate it. The whole thing orchestrated by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. And making his return to the Shire a couple of days from now is Steve Beals, the executive producer. He'll be back up here this weekend. We appreciate Steve as usual. All right, final score, final time. Londonderry 57, Dover 54. For Justin Gorham, I'm Nick Anastas saying so long. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.